Here we are. Oh yes, beautiful day in the neighborhood. And it's Soulfire Sunday. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Happy little Sunday, right? It's a good day to be alive. It is a great. Hey, Alicia. How are we all doing today? So, yeah. Good day indeed. It's been an exciting day for me. Had some tremendous news. I can't really talk about it. I know, I can't talk about it, but it's been a tremendous day for me. I still think I have that kidney stone going on, so I've been kind of doing my triple R thing: rest, relax, and research. But you know what? Soulfire Sunday is not a service, and it's not a summons. Tonight, we're going to turn our storms into strength, turn our lessons into leadership, and those days into victories. Because see, what is this alert that's hiding here? Oh, I see. Let's try that again. Okay, so it's not recording. Please confirm YouTube in horizontal stream. E? Ba, 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 ba. All right. That's good. Okay. That's good. And let's end that because that didn't work, apparently. Let's try this again. I hate computers. I so do hate computers. Happy little computers. Because it's not doing anything. Gosh darn, this old computer, really wish I'd sell it. Don't do quite what I want, only what I tell it. So let's try this again. Try that. And try that. All right, working on your live stream. This is actually kind of important because of the fact that this actually records for me. And it's like, why isn't that working? That's still working there at least? Yeah, that's still working. All right, well, you know what? To hell with Instagram. It just doesn't like me tonight. It doesn't like me. That's all there is to it. Gosh darn, this old computer, really wish I'd sell it. Don't do quite what I want, only what I tell it. Let's try one more time. One more time. All right, this is not going to do it. All right, fine. Can I just record it? You won't even let me record it. All right, well, thank God for Facebook, right? Facebook's recording it. TikTok's recording it. Tech with Instagram and YouTube, right? Tech with them. All right, anyway, so enough of that crap. I'm not going to play with that. We're just going to keep going. So, tonight we're going to try and talk about The ability of the fact that you're here. The reason you're here is because of the fact that you are here because you survived the storms that didn't win. You survived the storms that you won. You won them, not the storms. You did. See, tonight we're talking about withstanding the storms. All right, owning the lessons and a winning day. That was today's topic. Because one of why I chose that for today's topic is because today is day 200. I'm sorry, did I just say that? I mean, in all essence, it's day 200. Day 200. Day 200. Ah, there we go. Now we got it. Day 200. Can we get that again? Day 200. Exactly. Day 200 of going live. and with that, that's a big win. Because see, when I was logging into TikTok tonight, one of the things they said was that I am beating 100% of other content creators by going live. Because I have reached 200 days of going live. 28 weeks straight. Wow. Wow, exactly. Wow. And you know what? How did we do it? We withstood. We stood the temptations. See, all storms aren't bad. Sometimes they're just annoying. We withstood the temptations to take the night off and rest and relax. I mean, I won't lie. There's been times where I wanted to just relax all night and call it quits for the night and go to bed early. I will admit there have been times where I've wanted to try and watch movies with the kids and not be here on this live. I will admit that there are times I worked my butt off realizing, oh my goodness, it's 11 o'clock at night. I forgot to do my live and I'm tired. I got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And I still did it. See, we withstood the temptation to skip. And sometimes we have to withstand the temptation to skip leg day or arm day. Or sometimes we have to withstand the temptation to try and cheat on those diets that we go on. Or those temptations to cheat on buying those super fruity caffeinated sugary coffee beverages in the morning that we gotta have that donut that goes with it. I mean, that's how those coffee shops make their money. They sell the coffee, but they don't just sell coffee. They sell the other things that go with it. The donuts, the breakfast sandwiches, the side quests of bacon that are, oh God, yeah, I know, I hate it about bacon. You know, so sometimes the storms aren't really challenges that make us depressed or painful or stuff like that. That'll force us into bankruptcy or force us into hospital. Sometimes those storms are something as simple as temptation. Something as simple as, let's take a night off. Let's take the day off from work and go to the beach. How many of you have said that on this past summer? Because truthfully, I've said it. I've joked about it. It's too nice to work today. Let's go to the beach. It's too nice today. Let's go to the beach. It's too hot outside. Let's not go outside at all. Let's stay inside the air conditioning. Yep. Canada's on fire. It's too smoky outside. I got to stay inside with my inhaler. Yeah, I've said that too. I did that actually. I mean, I'll admit, but I still did work inside. I mean, I've got the benefits of working from home on the computer and stuff like that. But unfortunately, some of us can't. But that didn't stop the smoke from getting in here and bothering my asthma. Oh no. But you know what? That's the thing, though, is that those storms that we withstand, they're not showing up to destroy you. They show up to reveal your true nature. They show up to try and test you, to see if you really have that resolve, really have that motivation to go after your dreams. That temptation. Yeah, you could take the easy route and go to the gym and not do leg day today. You can go there and just, stare at the eye candy, whether it's a guys or girls, it doesn't matter, and pretend you're working out. You could try to go to the beach. You could take the day off and just relax. But then that basically shows who you really are. That brings out your identity. And then you really didn't withstand your storm. You failed your own test. Your future will look at you and say, why? You were on a roll. You could have done it. Because see, every storm has two voices. One that says, run, hide. Another one says, rise, let's do this. See, you've survived the days when you've been tempted. You've survived the days when you've had the challenges. You've survived the bankruptcies. You've survived the fires. You've survived the medical diagnoses. You've survived those temptations. You've carried the weight that nobody's seen because you've got that little devil sitting on your shoulders, constantly in your ear whispering, what do you say, huh? Take the day off. Let's go to the beach. Oh, hey. No, there's an extra $100 bill in order to share. What do you say we just pot that in our pocket? We don't need to tell the boss about it. You know what? We don't have to ring up that sale. We could just, tuck it in our shirt pocket and go with it. See, temptation is just as bad as the challenges that come. And that's the thing, is that when we try to say no to those temptations, those are storms just as bad as having to file bankruptcy. Those are storms just as bad as having to deal with the cancer. Because when you try and fall to the wayside with your own morals, you actually kill a part of yourself. You kill a part of your identity. You kill a part of your future self that will always know what you did. Because see, storms don't just test your strength. They test your belief in yourself. They test your identity. Because see, being raised without a father, role model, my mother, my grandmother raised me. So I was raised with, kind of a good intentions, don't hit women, stuff like that. Caring, compassionate. I learned how to sew, cook, clean. Who needs a woman? I can do it all by myself. I don't need a woman. And hence in the case, I'm now raising two teenagers as a father that I never had. And so people tell me about how spoiled rotten they are. Well, maybe they are a little spoiled rotten. Maybe I do kind of baby them a little bit. Maybe I do kind of like, what's the word I want to say? Do everything I can to give them things that I never had. Because I never had a father, so at least they have a father. See, storms didn't stop me. They helped shape me into the person I am now. So the thing is storms didn't take you out. Along your growth, along your youth, along the time that you were growing up, all the way to the point of now, Those storms weren't trying to take you out. They were trying to train you. They were getting you ready for the next level. And the next level is simple put. Own your lesson. Own your story. Own your discipline. Own what you've been through. Because that pain of going through all those storms, that pain of living through life without a father or a father role model or growing up, being in an abusive relationship, or that growing up in an environment that isn't healthy, that pain, that reflection, that all becomes wisdom. And those lessons, they're not punishments. They're promotions. Those are things that you have lived through. Those are things that you've survived. Those are things that you've withstood. And every setback you've gone through in your life carries a message, carries a lesson, carries knowledge. You are literally a walking encyclopedia of knowledge with lessons that let you know when to release, what to release, how to rebuild, what to remember out of the bad things that happen in your life, how to step up after dealing with grief, how to step up after that job loss, how to step up after that financial loss of that business, how to step up after that breakup, how to step up after that medical diagnosis where you were broken and felt defeated. See, every setback you've been through is a story in itself that you get to own. That is yours. And everybody's story is different. That's the thing. That lesson that you carry, that story, the moment you own it, you stop reliving it and you start sharing it. You start being a teacher. You start being somebody else's influence. You start creating an opportunity for other people to look up at you and say, wow. It's like in high school when I got my bronze congressional award, or I went to the statewide science fair, or when I got the scholarship to MIT. They were all great. I loved it. I was excited to go to MIT. Back then in the 1980s and the early 90s, MIT was a college choice for IT professionals, for computer nerds. Back then, that was the school of your dreams. And after my mistake and me getting kicked out of high school, I lost it. I lost my Eagle Scout because of my mistake, because of my temptation was not strong enough, because I did not withstand the temptation. I allowed my identity to falter. I lost my judgment. It wasn't until after that moment that I realized what type of mistake I made. And I remember sitting in that jail cell, contemplating. Contemplating at that moment. Thinking. That my life was over. I was actually in that cell thinking about different ways to take care of that so that I didn't have to deal with that depression, that confusion, that 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 identity that I would have to carry for the rest of my life. The shame, the embarrassment. I remember thinking about that over and over again. And even then, when I was finally released on my on bond or whatever it was called, I remember having to go to counseling for a year or so because of the mental anguish going through my head, thinking about how I would never be able to amount to anything because of my stupidity, because of my temptation, giving into my temptation to do something wrong. But you know what? I still finished high school. I got my dreams back. I still finished high school. I still started a business. I still went to college. I still started another business. I still sold that business and bought another business. I still bought another business. I still went and worked for the railroad for 14 years. And I bought a pizza place. And I took ownership of a security company. Because I owned those lessons and I realized I was never going to let that temptation win again. See, I learned from my mistakes. I didn't let them bury me. I didn't let them win. I didn't let that moment I didn't let that moment dictate my future and destroy my future by letting that moment decide that I'm done. Because permanent solutions don't take care of temporary problems. I owned that lesson. I didn't hide from it. I used those lessons to jumpstart my businesses. I used that lesson to learn from it. I used that lesson to focus on my future. Because you know what? Your past is a classroom, not a jail cell. Your past is a classroom, not a cage. Your past is a classroom, not your future. What are you doing? Cat. And the moment you decide that your past is a classroom and not your cage, that's when your activation takes on. That's when you start becoming the winner. See, you win by choosing one action. You win by choosing one decision. You win by taking one step forward. Because I've already told you, motivation is just a feeling. It's a momentary feeling. People can wake up, feel motivated, and 20 minutes later, boom. And momentum doesn't come from motivation. It comes from movement. An object in motion tends to stay in motion. And so those one little action, that one little decision you make, that one little step forward turns into a small win. And that small win stacks into big victories. Because see, people sit and think, I need a new life. I need a new job. I need to move somewhere else. I need this. I need that. Blah, 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 blah. I need to start all over. I need August 1st. I need to start my new diet again. The new moon, I need to start my diet. New Year's, I need to start my new workout regime. New Year's, I'm going to start looking for a new job. Someday I'm going to start this. And you don't need it. You need to start today, right now. Because every day has a name. Every day has a mission. And today is Soulfire Sunday. Today is a day that you reach into your soul and say, who am I? Where am I going? Because if I did the same thing that I've done for the last 5 years in the next 5 years, where will I be? Today's the day that we start focusing on our future. Because when we win today, tomorrow doesn't stand a chance. Because those small wins compound like interest. See, when we stack the small wins, if we do one thing every day for a week, we've had a great week. If we do one positive thing every day for ourselves for a week, we've won for that week, doing one positive thing every single day for that week. Now, if we do that 2 weeks in a row, or 3 weeks in a row, or 4 weeks in a row, we've done it for a month now. And then we've got a positive motivational month that we've succeeded in expecting our future to be happy for us. Because we've done something now for 4 weeks. One little tiny thing, 5 minutes a day, that we've done for 30 days in a row, which is 1 month. Now, if we repeat that for 12 months, we've done it for a year. And what happens then? We've had a great year. We've grown in a year. We've done something fascinating. We've done something amazing because we've accomplished to do one great thing every single day for a whole year. And now what happens if we do it for another year? Or another year? Or we do it for 10 years? And then see how that one little thing that we do every day, that turns into a week, that turns into a month, that turns into a year, that turns into a decade? We keep doing it for 2 decades, or 3 decades, or 4 decades. And you know what happens? We have an excellent life, living our life, doing one excellent thing every single day. What a concept. That's an amazing way that we live our lives, by doing one great thing every day. And it doesn't have to be big, just 5 minutes of reading something positive, 5 minutes of taking and doing an extra workout, taking 5 minutes out and spending it with our family, taking 5 minutes out and reading something good, taking 5 minutes out and walking around a block, taking 5 minutes out and working on our dreams. Because you know what? You've withstood more than people know. You've owned more than people seen. You need to start. It's time to win in a way that nobody can ignore. It's time to step up and make your next move your loudest one yet.
Dad jokes 30%.
Yeah, I know. We gotta refill them. Because Soulfire Sunday is not the end of your week. It's the ignition of your next one. It's the ignition of the first day of the rest of your life. Take 5 minutes out. Check out my school. It's in my bio. Where you can get daily motivational tips, tricks, even accountability, or more one-on-one with me. I believe in you. You need to believe in you. Let's go. Good night. Thank you.
Can I kiss you?
Yeah, babe.
Mom still has a